outside of a grocery store in New Hampshire without Boy Scouts being like, "Would you like some popcorn, sir?"
Hunt them. No.
Oh, hold on.
No children here.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey,
Thanks for coming, guys.
don't mind me. Don't mind me.
We're ranting. That's the brand. That's what we do.
I know
here.
we're on brand, but
Alex is like, I don't want people to know that I hate Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's all right. I hate Boy Scouts. My ex-boyfriend is a Boy Scout.
Yeah.
I have a whole book of his fucking patches, and I'm going to sell them to people who want them.
Put it on the record. We're beefing with the Boy Scouts officially.
We are.
1000%.
it's official beef.
Official beef.
All right.
Official beef. That's a merch idea right there.
Yes.
Official beef.
Do the Boy Scouts have a mascot?
Good
Do the
question.
Girl Scouts have a mascot?
Because
They've
I
got
want
that
to get
Girl Scout trifoil thing with like
Yeah.
the
Is that a
you're
mascot
right.
though, or more like an icon?
It's
Yeah,
like,
it's
like
like a
an
logo.
icon, yeah, like a logo.
All
Yeah.
I'm saying is I want a has beaten up the Boy Scouts logo shirt that says official beef.
Hell yeah. We can make that happen.
Ooh.
Why is it that every time
Let's do
fucking
that.
3 of these individuals are with Will, we think up new merch ideas? It's got to stop.
It can't stop. It won't stop.
Never.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Raph needs a shirt now too.
Where?
Then I do need a shirt.
We need new shirts.
I
I'll wear
was
anything you want to put me
considering.
in.
I was considering doing like a YCLYH shirt.
Mhm.
But then that's a Dimension 20 thing. So I felt like we probably shouldn't make merch based on a bit from a different actual play thing.
That's
fair.
valid.
Give it time. We'll think
Give
of
it time.
something.
Yeah. Weird Little Freak shirts coming
Hey,
soon.
little freak. I don't know. I think Ramwich is a
Yeah.
good one.
Ramwich
Ramwich
was a really
artist.
good one.
Ramwich artist in the shape of a
Yeah,
subway.
right,
I'm just
right,
gonna
right.
say
Ramwich
that's
artist.
pretty solid.
What?
You draw it, Raph. We'll put it on we'll put it on a shirt.
A blotter daddy tee? Yeah.
No.
Ladder Daddy. Wow.
I don't
like
even
it
know where that came from
here.
at this point.
I don't either. I was just thinking that. I'm
I
like,
want to
this is
say it was an
familiar.
Academy H villain, maybe. I don't know. Do we want to let Alex
Yes.
start this game? Also, Candace will be back soon, probably.
I think
Oh,
so.
is Candace gone?
Yeah,
If
Candace.
Candace was so offended by the Ramwich artists that
Yeah.
they left.
Well, okay, explain. Or can we not explain? It's okay. we
So-
don't have to, I guess.
No, I mean,
I can
Rammies
figure
is-
it out.
Yeah, Rammy's just a shorter version of Ramifications. And when
Yeah.
JD started running the Regency Monster Hearts game, everybody started talking about the Rammies.
Yeah, because that's
Yeah.
where my mind went to
Yep.
when you first said it.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sure that's where. I'm sure that's where.
Listen, it's very innocent.
Yes, incredibly innocent.
Mhm.
Yeah. So hi, we're gonna be playing some Backwoods tonight. I don't know what I should say about that.
Do you want me to do
Yeah,
the stuff?
do the
Okay,
stuff,
cool.
and then I'll talk about the stuff. And at that point, Candace will be back, and
That
all
sounds
will be
good.
well.
Hey, hi,
Yeah.
hello. Welcome to Live from the Apocalypse. If you've not joined us before, we are a not-for-profit TTRPG studio. We make actual play content like streams and podcasts and things like that to raise money for nonprofits and aid organizations and other good causes like that. We're currently raising money for Rainbow Railroad, which is a very fantastic and important North American nonprofit active both in Canada and the United States, and they help queer individuals get to safe places. So if you like what you see here, we just ask that instead of doing the normal Twitch things like subscribing or giving us bits, because Amazon, the Amazon mega corporation will take more than half of whatever you try to give to us. Instead, you can just take the $5 or the $6 or whatever you can spare. There is no expectation, and give it directly to Rainbow Railroad instead. And you no longer have to hit ! Donate in the chat. Our subscribe button has been replaced with a donate button. You can just use that. And then the McElroy brothers will yell at us. I will hear it. It'll be distracting. You can do it if you want. I think that, yeah. And then we can't stop you from subscribing, blah, blah, blah. We can't turn that off. But just be aware that if you do subscribe, beloved Dimension 20 Dungeon Master Brennan Lee Mulligan will kill a dog. He will murder one dog for every month you've been subscribed to this channel. Yeah.
And let's be real, my fictional Regency family can't handle many more of that.
Statistically,
They're getting so
Statistically.
down.
eventually
We're
Alex's
getting
Monster
so
Hearts character will die.
close. We're getting so close.
I know it's bad.
I did get a TikTok earlier today that was like from Charlotte, Queen Charlotte or whatever that show is right now that's just coming out. Anyway, it's like Regency era, it seems. I don't understand eras. And she gets like a little dog, like a Yorkie, as a gift and is like, what is that? And the person's like, it's a dog. And she's like, that's not a dog. That's a deformed rabbit. Which,
how dare?
Listen.
As the owner of a deformed rabbit, how dare?
That fits his werewolf form right there.
He is a perfect,
100%.
perfect boy.
I would love to see a werewolf that when they turn into like a tiny, tiny little Yorkie.
Yeah.
Vicious. But
It's
Yorkie.
canon.
Yeah, we haven't seen Fitz transform yet.
Yeah.
No.
You haven't.
That's true. Give it
JD
time.
has. JD has. Okay. Well, I think what we'll do is we'll do introductions, and because Candace comes last if we go reverse alphabetically, which is my preferred method anyway, hopefully they will be back by that point, and if they are not, I will just ramble about Backwoods for a bit. But Will, why don't you do the honors?
Oh, yeah,
since
that
you
would be
are-
me, wouldn't it?
You are first if we are going backwards.
That's fair. Hi. Hello, my name is Will. I'm one of the storytellers and the organizers here at Live from the Apocalypse, and I do a lot of things on this channel, probably too many to go into at the moment. I'm trying to find my character sheet. There it is. Do a lot of things here. Probably talk more about them at the end, but mostly you can find me on the channel doing a whole lot of stuff. Tonight, I am going to be playing Reese Till, though that may be an alias. Originally from New England, or what remains of it, I have spent some time in the Gulf Ward doing a little bit of piracy. And now I am back. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Very excited to be here. Very excited to be playing one of the Backwards games. I've been wanting to for a long time. And use he, him pronouns. There's a social media handle down there if you're into that, if that's your thing. And that's what I have to say. So that would be Raph next. Tell us about your very normal character, Raph.
My very sweet baby angel. I am Raph. I'm playing Charlie tonight. A sweet little sweetie. Who nobody believes me. Alex knows the truth. Thank you. Originally from Hudsonia. Now, I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, to be totally honest with you.
You did.
Cool. Searching for some information and some things from their idol. And we'll see kind of how that journey goes. They just want to make the world, smile a little more.
I fucking hate this. What's the thing, JD? The cute little meow boy, whatever.
Little meow meow.
Cute little meow meow.
Yeah, that.
I'm literally that though.
I don't know what that means. All right. Jen.
Hi. I'm Jen /Youngles. This is my first time here, I think. I'm pretty sure. And I'm very excited about it. So thank you for letting me come play games. You can find me on Tuesday nights at ET1 by Night. If you're not already watching that amazing, amazing show, it is an all-Asian Vampire the Masquerade World of Darkness actual play. One of the first all-Asian ones, I think, too. And we've actually been nominated for NJ Webfest, so that's pretty exciting. So if you want to come hear some wild stories about some very chaotic vampires sometime in Itaewon, South Korea, you can just come watch us and stuff. That'd be cool. And I'm playing Cal, who You'll find out a lot more about them because they are very kind of secretive, but they use they them pronouns, and I will tell you, they used to be rich and are no longer so, and are very upset about it.
Hate it when that happens.
Mm-hmm.
JD.
It is me, and I was semi-prepared this time for once. Hi, I am JD. Much like Will, I do too many things to list here, so I will not. But on any given night, if you tune into Live from the Apocalypse, there is like an 80% chance that I will be on screen. In this game, I will be playing Gabriel Abernathy, originally from New England, but been a lot of other places too. And he is just delighted to be getting to explore this building and whatever we might find there. And I think that's all I have to say for now.
Justin does make a good point. We do need to fill some airtime. Do you want to list all of the things that you do?
You know, if you really want me to, I can do it. So many. Would you like to
Get
all
your fingers
count?
ready.
Yeah.
All right, on Mondays, you can find me
count
with
along
Tales
at
from the
home,
Table
everybody.
Studios. And I will be playing Dr. Zachary Ryan in SCP, A Crumbling Foundation. Tuesdays, you can find me every other week in Class Reunion with Live from the Apocalypse. Wednesdays, I'm going to be in a bunch of Wildcard Wednesday games / running one of them. So if you tune in on Wednesday, I'll be here. That's not fair, Will. That only counts as one.
3 games.
All right. Fridays, I'm running a season of Secrets and Shadows. Saturdays, right now, I'm with RPGs Uncovered for our demo play of Locus. And every other Sunday, I am here for Academy H.
I think you're missing one.
Yeah, do
One of
we
my
count do we count Monster Hearts as 2 games?
Yeah, I think we should count it as 2. Also,
Okay,
you're missing
so-
Redacted.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're
yeah, I am missing Redacted.
And you're
Oh my
missing
God,
Thy Kingdom
yeah.
Come, so we're at 11.
Oh, true.
11.
I'm in so many games that I have forgotten the game I am running and another game that I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
Oh,
Also,
gosh.
I don't do too many
forget to-
things. You do too many things.
Don't forget to catch JD in Cold Iron, which is also coming out.
Yeah.
That's
Listen,
true.
that doesn't premiere until July. It doesn't count yet.
I'm counting it.
Interesting.
And that is the game where I play a poor little meow meow, for the record.
Hey!
It worked.
Hey, look at
It was
that.
perfect
Magic
timing.
of JD's games.
Incredible.
JD's games
Thanks,
have
JD.
summoned Candace.
Your vamping really helped.
All right, well,
Hi.
Candace.
I guess it's my turn. I'm Candace. I was not late. My internet just shit the bed. Hopefully it won't do it again. My pronouns are they, she. I am playing Sojo Tubman tonight. Also they, she. This is the second or third time I have played Backwater. That doesn't mean I'm going to be any better at it. I'm from Hudsonia as well. I speak New English. We'll see if I can actually do a Boston accent tonight. I'm going to try. It's probably going to sound like a New Yorker one instead. It's going to be really stupid, but that's fine. And I'm ready to get super scared. And not in a way like when your internet shits the bed right as you start a stream kind of way, but in like a real scary way.
The life affirming kind.
The best
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Which just leaves you, Alex.
Oh, hey, I'm Alex. I am the storyteller this evening. I will quick plug the Backwards TTRPG universe, which is a series of games that I, with my colleague Asa, wrote. We have 2 games out. We have Backwater, which is a Southern Gothic horror role-playing game set in New Orleans. And we also have Backroads, which is an American Gothic, which moves the action up to St. Louis, where you can explore the ruins of the city and maybe get rich. Both of them are available as books. Ooh, yes. You can also get the PDF on our itch page, but we do have them books on print on demand. But tonight we are playing Backwoods, which is one of our 2 new projects that we're going to be launching a Kickstarter for in July. So if you like what you see here and you're interested in learning more about the universe, hop over to our pre-launch page. You can find the link on my Twitter, which is @MightiestFinn, or at Backwater TTRPG, which is Asa's / the official account. And we've got all the information for how you can find out more about those two projects there. I don't think I'll say much else before we
He's
start.
also in the chat. The bot was
okay.
supposed to post the link, but Stream Elements has decided not to do anything tonight, so posting it manually.
Thank you, Stream Elements. We appreciate you and your service. All right, well, I don't have anything else I'd like to say, so I think we can start playing Founders Day, if you all are ready. Yes? Okay, good. So, the world ended. Sorry about that. But people didn't. And following the destruction of the end, the people that once lived on the eastern seaboard of the United States came out of their hiding holes and they started to rebuild. A lot of the major cities have been destroyed. Boston, gone. New York, gone. Washington, Baltimore. I'm sorry, they didn't make it. But people did survive in smaller places. Providence, Rhode Island, for example, is now the capital of a refounded American empire called the American Lands, where the Lord Presiding and the Court of Supremes and the Senate and the House still meet, pass laws, and legislate, although how far their reach really extends is up to debate. They're supported by a noble class, landed aristocrats, wealthy merchants, the electors who choose the new Lord Presiding when one kicks the bucket. But this is not a story about them. This is a story about, well, it's about a hotel. And our story opens with a large stagecoach drawn by 4 horses chasing the sunset. In most of the Heartlands, which is approximately New England and the Canadian Maritimes, a little bit of New York, Hudsonia, the infrastructure has been well maintained. The old roads still exist, and they are maintained by work crews that are protected by the militaries. But this stagecoach has been traveling for a few days now, out of Providence, because it's carrying 5 people who have an appointment to keep in Franklin Notch, in the middle of the old state of New Hampshire. And as the stagecoach travels down a very dusty, rutted dirt road, the inside of the carriage is bumpy, it's hot, it's stifling, really. Small windows let in the last bits of daylight, and we, the camera, with the camera, come into the interior, and we see 5 individuals. I think we will start by having everyone here just give us a brief physical description of what we see, and since we went reverse alphabetically, we will go regular alphabetically. And Candace, would you care to introduce us to your character? What do they look like? What are they wearing? What do we see?
Definitely. Sojo is about 6'1", big broad shoulders, very muscular build, has a kind of full head of kinky curly hair that's medium to longer length, kind of tied up to one side in a ponytail. They have kind of all of their clothes look a little worn. Nothing looks new at all. But it's clear that she's made an attempt to look her nicest. She's got rouged lips and cheeks, a little bit of mica powder to try and add a little bit of sparkle here and there for this event. A kind of Henley-ish shirt with the buttons undone, a little bit of cleavage in the front, a military-style jacket over top, raw denim pants that are kind of straight leg with shiny brown boots that look like someone has really tried to polish them, but they are very old and taped around one of them. She has deep brown skin, medium brown eyes that are very kind of wide and alert, and she's carrying with her nothing crazy. Like she has some weapons on her, because she is very concerned about safety everywhere she goes. But she doesn't have, she's not like walking in like guns blazing or anything, just trying to kind of survey this area and figure out how she feels about all of this, having been invited with kind of a question in the back of her mind. Like they're just kind of wondering, like, why in the world am I here? Like, this is not my scene. This is not what I'm about. This is not an interest of mine. I have no idea why I'm here. What's next? Yeah.
Totally fair. And I would say your companions and the stagecoach driver would not, I don't think, none of you would probably feel off put by any openly carried weaponry. The roads are, they're well maintained and they're protected, but they're still dangerous. The Heartlands boasts the most secure methods of travel, but that means a heavy investment in terms of soldiers, and there is a fortified coaching in every 17 miles along the major roads because that's what they consider a day's travel comfortably. However, once you get off the main arteries and you're traveling through the backwoods, there are no such fortified coaching inns. There are no soldiers to protect you. You're in relatively dangerous territory. People disappear in the woods, and so having an armed individual in the carriage, not a bad thing.
Awesome.
Let's then move to JD. I believe you are the next alphabetical one.
That I am. So Gabriel is dressed more nicely than he typically does. And I think that shows in the fact that he looks a bit uncomfortable. Like you occasionally see him kind of tug at the collar of his shirt as though he's not used to wearing something that looks so clean and crisp. And it is also apparent for anyone who would take inventory of this that, well, his attire is very nice. The boots he wears are made for durability, but very well worn. He is about 6'1", very muscular, which is in contrast to the fact that he is sitting there reading a book as you move through these roads. Not engaging in too much conversation, pretty focused on what is in his hands, though he has been friendly throughout the drive if anybody did attempt to talk to him. He also wears a hunting knife at his hip, pretty openly displayed. And I think that's all we have to say about Gabriel for now.
Fantastic. Again, well-armed individuals are great. Learned individuals. Knowledge is its own power when we've lost so much of it. So, a man who can read, a man who knows the world, that's a valuable asset to anyone. The camera then pans over, and Jen, would you like to tell us about Cal?
So Cal is very like sunken into themselves. They have a black cloak on with their hood up, and just kind of all you can really see now are just little pieces of hair and like maybe glimpses of face that kind of peek out as they examine the room around them. But every time they move, you get, and the robe moves just like slightly, you get a little bit of a glimpse of what they're wearing underneath, and it's pretty obvious that they are trying to hide that they come from money, because you see like the fabrics and the patterns and the dyes that they've used maybe are a little harder to come by. But it's not something that they're advertising about themselves. And they are just kind of chilling at the hotel, taking everything in, just observing, maybe looking at all the different things, trying to figure out why they would be invited to such a place.
It is far out there in the middle of nowhere. I mean, White Mountains, New Hampshire now is the middle of nowhere at the best of times. When civilization has collapsed around you, it's even more remote. So to go from civilization to this, it's quite a change for all of you. Maybe less so for our next character. Raph, why don't you tell us a little bit about Charlie?
Okay, so Charlie is sitting there. They have a wild mess of like dark hair, not very well kept. Clearly used to be like blackish, but with all of the streaks of white and gray, it's kind of become like a dark gray shade. Nestled very nicely, almost bedded in there, are these big goggles. They have like scruffy, like 5 o'clock shadow. They're wearing a like a yellow turtleneck that's bunched up to the sleeves, and holding their very large, thick, kind of like cargo pants, canvasy, olive green pants. Up are these like large harnesses. Their pants go very, very high up and have like a big belt on them. Clearly a little too big on them, but it looks great. And they also have like these big, thick leather working gloves on. And you see they kind of are looking around, and they take one of them off, and they're kind of looking up at Shoujo and all of them, and see how everyone's kind of fancied up, and they start kind of like licking their thumb and scrubbing at some of the dirt and grease stains they have on like their clothes, and you see resting on their shoulder is a small little mechanical monkey. It looks kind of like one of those. Everyone's shaking their heads as if it's
I was nodding. I was nodding.
It looks like one of those old timey like sock puppet monkeys, but it's made out of like metal and gears, and it's just chilling there.
And Gadget has just been quietly ticking away on Charlie's shoulder. This whole, I don't know that anyone has actually seen Gadget move.
Just clinging,
yeah,
to like just anything.
There's like a noticeable ticking sound though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Deeply unpleasant.
Yeah, 100%.
Fortunately, the noise of the stagecoach is just about enough to drown it out, because it's loud. You know, you've got creaking wooden wheels. There's all kinds of jostling and noise. The horses, the tack, the sound of the whip, all of it. It almost drowns it out. It's just there, very faint.
My character type is a sentinel. I can hear it so good.
Okay, so Sojo hears it. I'm sorry. It's not been a pleasant trip for you, probably for that reason, among others. And so after a quick snapshot of Gadget on Charlie's shoulder, we will pan over to our final character. Will, why don't you tell us about Reese?
Yeah, Reese is a lanky individual, very wiry, kind of stretched out pretty irreverently in the carriage, and taking up purposefully like as much room as he possibly can. And he is wearing a suit, but it clearly was not made for him. It's a little bit too small. He is also not wearing proper shoes. He's just kind of wearing these like flip-flops. He is very tan, very weathered looking, and he has this like sun-bleached hair that was probably darker at one point, but is now fairly like dirty blonde. It's very like matted and tangled in spots. He is he would also, you'd probably also see that he has a pretty wickedly curved knife at his hip as well. And you would also see, I think, because he is wearing sort of this like suit jacket and this vest, but like nothing underneath that, you'd see some very bad tattoos kind of like all over his chest and his personage. And I think I'd like to say that he's sitting across from Gabriel, and he will periodically he's kind of been like staring at Gabriel with this sort of amused expression. And every so often Gabriel will look up and he'll smile at Gabriel, and his teeth are just like he's missing some of them are gold. Yeah, some of them are silver. It's a very interesting assemblage.
Yeah, Gabriel doesn't seem to find that off-putting. If anything, he looks a little intrigued every time he catches your eye.
All right, so smooching confirmed for later, just so you all know. No. So, you all have been traveling from Providence. In fact, the invitation that you got indicated that not only were you expected on Founders Day at Franklin Notch in Old New Hampshire, but there was a ticket with a date and time, and at the Providence Trading Company's headquarters, you all arrived and found there was a coach waiting for you, which is unusual, because such a trip would be expensive. It would be well beyond the means of most of you, I would say. And Providence, which is the Providence Trading Company, is not known for consorting with people of lower economic status, we'll say. Even if you are middle class, they will be looking down their snooty noses at you. So the fact that they are providing your transportation, which includes not only the coach, but there is a coach driver as well as 2 armed guards for the trip, is unusual. So you set out, and you've been traveling together for, I think it's like 2 or 3 days at this point, because the coach is making good time. We're not stopping. We are getting where we need to go. But it's getting just to that point where you're like a little kid almost. You're like, are we there yet? That question is on the tip of your tongue when the coach starts to slow. And for those of you near the window, you can sort of crane your head out and see that you are descending into this little mountain valley. Down this main road, there's a little town. It's mostly wood and clapboard. There are several houses, a taller structure that might be a church. And in the distance, you can see there are the mountains. There's one very close, but the top of it is shrouded in fog. Because the sun is setting, the temperature is dropping. Even though it's July 4th, it's cooler up here, and up there, even more so. But the coach rolls you down the main street and stops right in front of a different large wooden building that says the Mountain View Palace Hotel. And the driver hops down, the guards get out, they open the doors for you, they pull your luggage down. They're very prompt, they're very official, they're very efficient.
There was no mention of the hotel, though, right? In our,
No, your appointment is at the Skygate Grand Hotel, which
Okay.
all of you know is up that mountain
Yeah. Okay.
somewhere.
I think Sojo's probably out first, ready to kind of move up. I think they probably grab the crossbow off of their back, just to make sure that it's ready, and look at the guards. You couldn't have gotten us up there a little closer to the hotel?
One of the guards, probably the more talkative of the two, still not very talkative, says, "We were paid to bring you to Franklin Notch. That's what we did."
Yeah, and God forbid you do anything other than your job, right?
We heard there was this thing called unions once. No, I'm kidding. Uh, we're working the contract.
I feel
No,
like she
it's,
probably looks over at this this covertly fancily dressed person and kind of like eyes them up and down like, you could offer something. Take us up further up the mountain.
Which one of us is the covertly dressed fancy person?
Oh, it's Jen.
Okay.
No offense to you guys.
No offense
Definitely
taken.
not me.
You
No
all
offense
look
taken.
really beautiful, but Jen made mention that
Yes.
there's lots of patterns and colors.
Yes, yes.
So my
yes.
drab ass person is like, what's going on with money bags over there?
Cal just looks over at you and then kind of looks at the employee, I guess, and is like, well, you heard them. Are you gonna take us up the rest of the way or what?
They look a little surprised. They did not expect guff. And they're like, no, we were told you were supposed to meet with one of the locals, and they'll take you the rest of the way.
Oh,
No way we're going up that mountain.
oh, right. Yes.
No, we got hotels. We got a hotel room here. We're gonna spend the night. We're gonna get the fuck out.
Are you like scared or something?
Oh, you ain't hear about what happened to the hotel the last time it was there?
Yeah. Oh, I don't think this one's burned down. And they point at the hotel, which is clearly still standing.
The one we're supposed to stay at?
No.
The one up on the mountain.
Yeah, they have rooms at the
Yeah.
Mountain View Palace
Yes.
Hotel.
Yeah. That's what I took them to mean. No, that was Reese's comment was directed to Cal.
Ah.
Can't blame anybody for not wanting to stick around. Place is probably haunted.
I don't know. I've never been one to turn down adventure, so
Yeah, I
feel
don't
like
mind a
they've-
walk.
I'm ready to get going as soon as everyone else is.
I will say by the time all of you are having this conversation, you've drawn a bit of a crowd. Because I don't know if it's that apparent, but Franklin Notch does not get many visitors. And there are a number of townsfolk they're dressed very nicely because it is Founders Day. So they've put on their, Sunday best worn suits. Many of them have little red, white, and blue like pins on or little flags or whatever. And no one is saying anything. They're just sort of staring at you like you are an attraction on Founders Day. This is exciting.
I growl at them.
Several of the more well-to-do ones sort of take a step back like, are you all right?
Yeah. Do you want to draw a picture? Maybe it'll last longer.
There's a lot of harumphing and clearing of throats as they sort of pointedly don't look at Cal.
I feel like Sojo just starts marching. Like,
Yeah.
super annoyed. Doesn't like being on display. Already feels awkward because they're so large in general. People are constantly looking at him everywhere they go. And she's just done and starts like marching. How is the ground? Is it muddy?
It's not muddy.
Okay.
It is dirt. It's a dirt road.
Right.
Where are you marching to, Sojo?
In the direction away from these people. Like
Okay.
wherever they're coming from, away from that.
Oh,
Right,
I'm
so-
100% following Sojo.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Gabriel is as well. Just slinging his book bag over his shoulder.
So, where are we going?
They said that there was supposed to be some kind of a local guide or something coming over here to help us out. And I don't see anybody. Do you see any? Oh, is there a local guide Somewhere.
You hear a cough. I think that would be me. And
All right, yeah.
sort of leaning against one of the houses is a man who looks like it looks like he gets punched in the face for a living, I guess is the best way I could describe him. Like his nose has clearly been broken multiple times, cauliflower ears, scars on his face. He's balding in his late 50s, I'd say. His blonde hair is kind of straggly. He's got a patchy beard that's covering up clearly more like scars. And he's dressed in what you would think is sensible out in the woods gear, not like these cushy townsfolk. He says, you're the ones who are going up the mountain?
Yeah, it's apparently us.
I'm sorry.
For what? I'm excited.
Well, don't let me rain on your parade. And he sticks out his hand. Philip, go lightly. Nice to meet you.
Reese will take his hand, shake it, say, Philip, you good at fighting or you bad at fighting?
Good at surviving.
Sometimes that's all you need. Sojo. And I think my giant hand probably closes around this man's hand, depending on how tall he is.
I mean, he's not a big person. It looks like he probably relies on stealth and guile to survive out there. But he takes your hand, he's got a firm grip, and he says, well, I guess there's no time like the present. Sun's setting. That means the mists are coming up.
Nobody said anything about no mists.
What does that mean?
The mists.
Are they spooky?
They're scary.
I would like to hear more.
Should we light a lantern or something?
Yeah, I've got flashlights. I've got a lantern. I'm just saying it can get difficult to find the path at night.
Should we hold hands?
He looks up and down.
I'm not holding hands.
You can hold my hands if you want, darling. I'll protect you.
Immediately. Immediately.
Whatever you need.
So
You're very kind.
He's got a little shoulder pack. He's got a rifle that's slung on his back. And he says, shall we? And he just starts walking.
Oh, just like now.
I'd like to get back as soon as possible. Thank you.
Well, how long
Why
is
is
it going to
everyone
take?
so scared?
Maybe if anything tries to come after us, you can growl at it.
I will.
So if you all are following Philip, he takes you to just like a little deer path, basically, off the main road. And he leads you through some underbrush until you come to what is a trail proper. There are pine trees all around you. The mist is already sitting on the ground pretty heavy. But there's enough light by your flashlights, your lanterns, and the last light of the day that you can sort of see the path. And it's somewhat overgrown, but it's navigable. And he starts taking you up. And you start walking up the mountain. And it takes you a while. The path is circuitous and it winds until after maybe a half hour of walking, the night is here. There is no more daylight. And you come to a very swift running mountain stream that has an old covered bridge over it. And he shines the light in, and you can see that the boards of the bridge look bad. And beyond, it's just a wall of fog. And he gestures at you and he says, this is as far as I go.
What?
Mhm.
How much further to the The hotel.
It's just around the next curve.
I've heard that before. It usually doesn't mean that.
Yeah, why don't you just come with us?
He looks
It's
at
right
his
there.
wristwatch. I've seen it.
The
I
next
don't
curve
need
around
to-
that rickety death trap of a bridge.
Yes.
How do we know that the bridge is safe? You won't even cross it.
I've crossed it before.
Yeah, all
Why
right.
not show us
Wow,
now?
convincing.
Sure you have. Mm-hmm.
All right. Why would he lie though? That's all I'm
Why
saying.
wouldn't he?
I mean, I'd lie if I didn't want to go across a fucking freaky ass bridge in the middle of the day.
Is there a thing that can be rolled to figure out what's up with this guy? What's his deal?
So if you'd like, you can roll an intuition check.
Okay.
So that would be the modifier above your
Yes.
intu.
Is that a D20?
It is a D20. Yes, this is
Okay.
a D20 system, as I reminded myself earlier today.
I got a 20. I rolled a 17 on my Amherst die.
Amazing. You get the distinct impression he's not lying. He's just scared.
I think Charlie's gonna go take a look at this bridge, see if there's anything, if it's safe, if it's fixable.
Would you
going
like to
on
make
here?
me an assess roll?
Sure would. Where's my assess? Not very good. That's a 15 plus 1 is a 16.
Okay, so the bridge, as you're looking at it, you have structural engineering experience.
Yeah.
It looks way worse than it is. These old bridges, they're tougher than they look, and although it looks like it's about to fall apart, you would bet Gadget that it won't.
I think in that case, Charlie's gonna walk on over and then just start kind of lightly jumping on it and say, "Oh, you know, these old bridges, they look worse than they actually are. Let's go."
So Charlie jumps. There is a groaning of the wood, like a, and the actual covered portion of the bridge shakes a bit. But to all of yours surprise, it doesn't collapse.
It's fun.
Is Philip leaving?
Yeah, Philip's on his way back down the mountain as we speak. Waving you goodbye.
While Charlie is checking out the bridge, I think Reese is going to do a little bit of a hustle to catch up to Philip. He's going to say, hey, Phil, before you go.
Yeah.
Level with me. What's the deal with the hotel? Who rebuilt it? Why? What?
He looks at you very oddly. He's like, what do you mean rebuilt?
It burned down.
Yeah. 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Tonight.
So somebody rebuilt it then.
No. It's just ruins. Listen, I was just told that there were 5 people coming who were interested in having a look at the hotel. Such as it is.
We did see it though, right?
No. So the hotel you saw was just like the village hotel.
Okay.
The actual
right.
hotel, shrouded by fog.
Got it.
You could not see it.
Okay. All right. So just, all right. Okay. Just a ruin. Great. But you don't know. I mean, who hired you?
Someone left me a sack of coin and a note, just said to bring you up. I don't know. It was on my doorstep the other day.
That ain't strike you as odd?
It's not the oddest thing I've seen in these woods.
What is?
Bears.
You familiar with the knot deer?
And not
Can't.
here?
Can't say I am.
Just a six-legged nightmare with razor-sharp teeth and antlers like knives that wants nothing more than to eat your soft innards.
Who would build a hotel up here then?
Well, that's a good question. It was safer then. There weren't so many dangers on the road.
Nobody good. That's for sure.
Hmm.
Well, all right, Phil. Thanks for your service. I suppose. Try not to get eaten on the way back down.
And you, friend. And he disappears into the mist.
Normal guy. Very normal guy. All right.
You hear a wait. Sorry. There's one other thing. He comes back. This is because Alex, the GM, forgot to tell you this. So Phil's gonna be my guy. Are you here because of the music?
Sure.
All right. Well, if you find who's playing it, let us know.
Up at the hotel?
Yeah.
What's left of it? The ruins?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's been a
And you were
month. We just hear it coming down.
And if you were to describe it,
He sort of looks up, and I would like all of you to make me a vigilance roll.
I'm so bad at that.
17.
13.
They're also 13.
18.
Wait, we D20, right?
Yeah.
I was all just like, you guys are so good. I do this sometimes. I get lost in this stuff. Vigilance, you said?
Yes, please.
I got a 9.
Okay. So everyone but Cal, who I assume their hood is blocking the sound.
Is he growling?
And busy growling. Yeah. You hear just the faintest melody in the fog. It's like a horn and maybe some strings. And it's not slow or ominous. It's almost like a dance song. But it's just the faintest few bars of it, and then it's gone. Like that.
Do I recognize it? Do like any of us?
That's a great question.
Does anyone have lore history?
No.
Me. I do.
But you have not heard it.
No,
Anybody
I
wanna-
am not. So that
Anybody want
doesn't
to
help.
whistle? Anybody want to whistle for Cal?
I can whistle,
bars,
yeah.
I'll fake it.
All right, so Sojo, you whistle out what you heard, and Cal, why don't you make me a lore history check?
I whistle and like
Okay.
immediately shudder, like
So just to be clear, because I haven't had to do anything yet, that means I roll a d20 and then I
Yep.
add it to my like lore thing, which is a +2, right?
Correct. Yep.
And
it.
so I got a 9.
Okay. Cal, I'm sorry, you don't recognize it. Maybe it's that Sojo just got the melody wrong. Maybe they just heard a little, not enough of it, but yeah, it's not a thing you recognize. With
No
that,
idea.
Philip is going to leave.
Bye, Philip.
So yeah, the bridge is fine. We can just cross over it. I could jump on it all day, honestly.
I thought you were nervous.
I'm a little bit nervous. I'm not gonna lie, but It's nice looking at bridges, old bridges, structurally sound. They're not like made like they are now, you know, falling apart at every tremble.
Is that how bridges are made now?
Apparently.
You ever crossed the bridge you trusted?
What a
No.
question.
I don't know how to answer that.
Well, today you will.
Losing daylight.
Okay.
You've
I was
lost
gonna
it.
I'm telling you.
start walking.
Yeah. So who's crossing the bridge first?
I will.
All right. So Gabriel, you set foot on the bridge, and it, as Charlie described, it's sounder than it looks. The wood is wet and kind of gives a little under your weight, but it does hold, and you are able to cross the bridge into the fog on the other side.
And I will say, Gabriel doesn't really hesitate. Like, there's a few moments, especially early on, where you can tell he's clearly testing out the boards just to make sure, but it isn't nervousness. It is a very practiced behavior.
All right. I'll tell you what you see in a moment. What's everybody else up to?
I think Sojo goes last, knowing that like they are absolutely stacked and don't want to like wreck this bridge for everybody else.
Charlie will wait for Sojo cross right before.
Cal just runs. But Cal is very small and has absolutely no sprint speed. So Cal running is more just like lightly power walking across the bridge.
Amazing.
I guess Reese will go in the middle then.
Okay. All of you are able to cross without issue, which is great. It's good. Bet you thought there was going to be something there. No, just a bridge. On the other side of the bridge, however. So you step into the fog that was creating just like a wall. There's the stream and then just this fog bank. And you step into the fog, and for a few moments, you're like walking through it, and it's cold and wet, but it feels almost silky, I'll say. And it smells like gunpowder and champagne and fire. And then after a few moments, you step through into clear air. And you can see the path that leads up the side of this mountain. And the clouds that are covering the moon break just in time for you to step through and see the remains of the Skygate Grand Hotel, which was a 5-story, really palatial-looking hotel in its day. It had a center wing as well as 2 side wings. And the way the hotel is situated, the path goes up it, and the 2 wings kind of fan out to the side of the path, so it looks like the hotel is just opening up its arms for you to come in and enjoy yourselves.
What is this?
Unfortunately, all of the grandeur of this hotel is lost in that it is a fire-blackened ruin. The walls are mostly collapsed, as is the roof. You can tell that there's some structural integrity to the building, but for the most part, it's just blackened timbers and, chimneys that are partially collapsed. It almost looks like giant black teeth sort of reaching up to the sky with what's left. And at that point, you can hear this music more firmly. You can actually hear it sort of wafting out of the ruins.
Reese shudders.
Gabriel looks delighted.
Cowgirl's back.
Gabriel, speaking of you being delighted, perhaps it's because of Gadget and the ticking that you're now exposed to. You didn't notice it at first, but there is a second, softer ticking. And it's coming from your pocket.
I would like to pull out my pocket watch and take a look at it.
Okay. Reese, I'd like you to make me a vigilance roll. For no reason.
Hate that.
What you got?
Mhm.
What you got?
2.
Great. So Gabriel, you reach in, you pull out your pocket watch, you flip it open, and it's working. It's ticking like you haven't seen it ever work before. But of course, it's ticking counterclockwise. Faster than it should. It's ticking by multiple seconds per second. Going backwards.
Gabriel just looks at the pocket watch for a few seconds, studies it, nods, says, "That's interesting," and then puts it away again.
Should we call dibs on rooms or something?
Is your watch broken?
Is your watch broken, friend?
It's fine. It's never worked right since I've gotten it.
Broken watch is a strange thing to keep.
Is it a watch if it's broken then? Is it just a fancy bracelet?
What a question.
Mm.
He actually seems to be considering that. But then Therese just says, "I like to keep mementos of places that I've been."
Interesting. And Cal just kind of like takes a slight step further away.
Yeah, no.
Sojo is just like walking, like, as you guys are talking, like, they're just like casing the outside. Like, what the fuck is happening right now? Trying to make sure there's nobody like in the shadows.
How close are you getting?
I mean,
What
I
a
don't want to get
question.
too far away from the group just in case anybody like asks for something or needs something, but close enough to like check it out. Like Charlie said, "Oh, do you want to pick rooms?" And Sojo's like, "Do we have rooms?" And so they're kind of
Okay.
like halfway between the group and the hotel, probably.
I'll say make me a vigilance roll.
14.
Okay. So you walk up the path a little bit, and you're trying to scope the place. There is no movement at all on this mountainside, and you maybe think that's a little bit weird because you hear wind, but at that point you realize there are no plants here. It's just scrub, and none of it is moving. And you have that realization, and then another sensation hits you, and it's the smell of lobster rolls.
Ooh.
I think Sojo just grabs their stomach, like just a hunger pang taking them over for a second before turning back to the group. "Hey, I think we got a problem. There seems to be nothing at all going on up here. Like nothing at all. There's no wind, there's no plants, there's no animals, there's nothing. And I don't know what the fuck we're supposed to be looking for.
I mean, the no animals might not be a bad thing, given some
No
of-
deer.
Mhm.
No, I mean, I hear you. I don't want to fucking no deer either, but I mean, we should have something up here. A bird? Anything?
I mean, somebody's
the
making
sensual
music.
mist.
In
Then
theory,
we
we're
go in
looking
here.
for a person. Somebody sent us those invitations.
I mean, there's no people up here, but I do smell a fucking lobster roll. And I gotta tell you, I haven't had one of those in some time. It's a delicacy my family used to make when we had better days. But I don't. This place is fucking creepy. I've got a bedroll. I think my my room is gonna be the ground tonight.
Should we investigate a little bit, or are we gonna just do that in the morning?
I mean, we can, but I'm not gonna be in there in the fucking nighttime. No. I've
I
seen
didn't
way
come
too
up
much
here.
weird shit. And I'm not going in there in the nighttime.
I didn't come all the way for an investigation.
What'd you come for?
An invitation.
You want to party?
We could make a party.
I don't want.
Gadget's got some moves. Gadget can
I mean,
dance.
what kind of party? And then like Cal starts reaching into their robe, but like waiting.
I feel like Sojo sees that and is like, and like halves their crossbow. Like, what are you doing? I need to see those hands. What's going on over there? What do you
Waiting
got?
for an answer?
I mean, we could party if you want to, but I don't see. I'm not partying in there. It's not safe. I don't want to fall down the stairs. If I get fucked up, who's gonna save the rest of you?
At that point,
That's
you
true.
all hear a very loud flourish of a big brass band. Like, womp, 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 womp. And just for a moment, the ground floor of the hotel lights up. And then stop.
Oh,
Everything
now
goes dark
this
again.
we gotta go see that.
We do.
That's
We don't.
gotta be
We don't.
maybe. Okay, hear me out.
Oh, I'm listening. I'm listening.
What if this is some sort of new attraction, right? And for some reason, we all got, I mean, I could think of a reason why I got pulled in for something like that. We all get pulled in. We're kind of like the testers. They want to see us. Maybe they want to hire us to work on something like this. I think that's pretty good. I mean, that if that's just like a feat right there, turning it on, playing some music, that's an invitation right there. You know what I mean?
How have you lived this long?
You know, a lot of people have asked me that before, and I gotta say, you just gotta keep moving. You know what I mean?
Yeah, keep fucking moving. Don't go up there in fucking places you don't understand without being prepared.
Well, that's the key piece, the being prepared, because I was going to
Well,
say, I do this all the time.
Do you now?
Do what?
Oh, are we not
Investigate
dancing?
abandoned ruins.
Oh,
We're
we
not
can dance.
dancing.
oh, okay. And Cal takes his hand out.
Take your
of
hand
the
out of your
robe.
robe.
Look,
Okay.
if there's a ballroom in there, I'll be the first person to ask you to dance, sweets. But I mean, for now, I don't know. Why don't we let Gabriel? Gabriel, you're a fucking investigative genius. Let's why don't you lead the way?
I'd love to.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
Do you need a
Gabriel,
light?
I mean, if you want to join me, we could. You seem really interested too.
I'm definitely fascinated by whatever is going on here.
I would love to hear your opinion. I mean, you seem to understand technology in a way I'm not sure I do entirely.
I do my best. It's only my life's work.
I just want to point out that we have seen no evidence of that. Other than the fact that they said a bridge was safe.
It Was it? Yes.
They were correct.
It's
Yeah.
Engineering. It's
correct.
engineering.
You had-
It's
You had a
engineering.
50% chance of being right in that
I
circumstance.
got a
and it
mechanical
went in
monkey.
your
What else
favor.
do you? What other proof do you need?
That is a sock puppet with some metal on it.
Gadget. Show them what you got. Show them what you can do. Yeah. Gadget, that's a little rude. This is why I don't give Gadget to the kids. I gotta keep her safe here. You know, usually she's pretty shy, so she's warming up to you.
Fine, but I don't like that monkey's attitude.
She's not, made for you, so it's okay. Lead the way.
Yeah. Gabriel will lead the way in.
All right. So
I think I pull up the rear, though. I point to Cal, and I'm like, you're too small for the back. You got to move ahead. We got to make sure I keep eyes on you. You look wily.
Cal, very unsure if that's a compliment or not, scurries ahead of you.
I will have Sojo. I will have you make me one last vigilance check before we continue on.
I'm really concerned. My first one was really good, and then my next one was just okay. And I feel like that tracks for something terrible to happen. And I have a -1.
I have a
I've-
-3.
It fell on the
believe in
floor.
you.
Sorry. Just a moment. 16.
Okay. So Gabriel and Charlie enthusiastically, I think, marching up to the hotel. Reese and Cal, maybe a little less so. But Sojo, you stand there for a moment and then start walking backwards, your crossbow in your hands. And just as you're about to get out of visual range on like the edge of the fog from the bridge that you crossed through, you hear what sounds like hooves on the wood. They're moving quite slowly enough for you to recognize that it is not a four-legged animal coming across the bridge.
It sounds more like 6.
Yeah.
That's not good. It's not good.
Wait,
You know
so
what?
we can.
That's fine. It's
We're
fine.
going to need to
6.
move the party a little bit faster, guys. We're going to get a hurry up, and there's some wildlife that seems to be joining us. It's moving in a menacing way, and I'm pretty good with this thing. And she kind of pats the crossbow. But I highly suggest we haul ass out of here, please. I don't want to have to.
I will say 6
hired
feels
him.
better than 2.
Can I open doors? Is the door open?
6 feet are not better than 2.
I disagree. I will take a 6-legged creature over a 2-legged creature any day. With
It's
hooves.
gonna be much
I
faster.
should specify with hooves.
Oh, yeah, all right. Yeah, you got a point there. All right. Either way, can we get the fuck inside, please?
Mm-hmm.
Great.
So I will say you all get to the hotel. Sojo, the last thing I think that you will notice is you see in the moonlight a pair of very sharp, large antlers start
No.
coming out of the fog. And they are dripping some sort of black substance.
No! Oh, no. It's terrible.
But you are then in the hotel and you are unable to see what's going on over there. So don't worry about it. It's fine.
Good.
It's not
We're
that
safe.
I keep that to myself.
Yeah. Okay.
I tell no one.
So you all come into what is the ruined lobby of the hotel. It's clearly been abandoned for a very, very, very long time due to the destruction and whatever else. There are broken, fallen beams. There's ash or just detritus everywhere. There are exits to either side, and at the back of the lobby there is an open doorway that seems to open into a void, a black void. I will have everyone make me a vigilance roll as you come in.
Is there a door I can
Okay.
close when we get in? Is there like a...
Yeah, there's like a door that's like half on its hinge.
Oh, great. You didn't say it was rickety.
Alex, I wish you'd said that we were going to be rolling vigilance a lot.
Al has the worst.
Great.
14.
I got a
6.
2.
16.
Okay.
You got a 2? I got a 3.
I got a 2.
Good job, team.
But
Good
you
job,
guys
team.
beat me today.
Maybe it's dark, so your eyes are adjusting. Maybe it's because Gabriel is used to going into this sort of situation. Maybe they're the one with the flashlight. Who knows?
I feel like Cal
watch.
walks by Reese, and Reese is like, yeah, put a fucking bell around your neck, Jesus.
I have a recorder.
Oh,
No?
I have no follow-up questions for you, friend.
Gabriel, you're sweeping the lobby with the flashlight, and there's a moment where it touches on something that seems to gleam, like a metallic sort of flash. But it's something that's covered in a bunch of stuff, gunk.
I would like to go investigate.
Out the ground and gunk.
Yeah, I'm good with gunk.
So you get down there. There's a fallen
Man of
beam. It's
honor.
like near where the front desk of the lobby used to be. There's like a partially collapsed, rotted wooden something or another. And you sort of move around, move Detritus aside, and you find a skull. But the weird thing is that it appears to be made of solid metal.
Ooh.
And you like pull it out, and it's all rusted. It's largely like it's so oxidized at this point that it's barely recognizable at what it once was, except when you turn it and then you're like, oh yes, okay, that's what this is. But it's a old metal skull.
Is there anything I could roll that could maybe lead to some insight on why there would even be a metal skull?
That's a great question.
Yeah, how big is it?
It's the size of an adult human skull.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm sure you could roll something. Let's see. Looking at the skill list. I'd allow either assess, tinker, or if you have a lore that would be appropriate, that would also work.
Lore urban.
Lore tech.
I have Tinker.
I will take assess.
All right. Charlie, if you want to roll tinker, you're also welcome to.
It's only a 10.
Gabriel, you are convinced this is a metal skull of some kind.
Amazing.
I didn't roll that much better. I rolled an 11.
Charlie, you are also it's almost too degraded at this point for you to get any actual information out of what this is or why it would be here. You've certainly never heard of anything like this in either your studies or your technical experience. It's just uncanny that it's there.
When we're resting or something, if you want, I can clean it up for you. If you're gonna take it.
I mean, I'm someone who likes finding things and taking mementos. I would love to hold on to this.
You seem like you are, so if you want, I'll clean it for you for free.
That's mighty kind of you.
Cal, Sojo, and Reese, how are you all feeling as these two very eager nerds are talking to each other about the weird metal skull they just found?
Upset.
Sojo didn't tell us about the deer, so I guess if Sojo is looking,
I
like,
did
on
tell you
edge-
about the deer. I just didn't tell you that it
Okay.
had some gloopy shit hanging from its antlers.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Cal is staring at the skull that they're holding, resisting the urge to lick it to see how cold it is.
That was such an incredible sentence.
I mean, do you want to resist?
I can roll and see if Cal resists or not.
It just doesn't seem like you do want to resist, because you could just not do that.
You could have just not brought it up at all.
Yeah.
Really.
Or you could just do it. It's fine.
I'm just saying, hey, the character does what the character does. As
Cal,
soon as you said metal skull, I was like, Cal wants to lick it, but like doesn't want to lick it because everyone's already concerned about Cal enough as it is.
Why don't
Yeah.
you make
To
me
be
a
fair,
resolve?
Sojo is concerned about everyone at this point. So
Why don't you make me a resolve roll, Cal? Which means you roll a d20 and you're trying to get under your current resolve, which is next to your HP.
I did not get under my current resolve.
Okay. So I think that means you lick the skull.
Cool.
Clearly, I have misjudged the Wilf vibes in this group.
I think
Can I like a non-rusty part just as a?
Yeah.
The rusty part's the best part.
Well, no. I want to try to figure. I also, I'm just gonna lick it, see how
Okay.
it feels.
Surprisingly warm.
That's not cool. Why would you do that?
Listen, you were the one who asked. I'm just giving you the answers.
Why is it warm?
I have no idea.
Listen, it's
You,
like the
Cal,
old
have no
saying.
idea.
New Hampshire on Mount Washington?
It's
In
like the
middle
old
of a
saying
mountain?
goes: "Don't lick the skull if you don't want to know the temperature."
It's so serious.
it's true.
Cal is immediately and very, very noticeably appalled at the fact that the skeleton head is warm, and just kind of like makes like weird growly sounds and starts like licking its robe to try to get like the sensation off.
Someone
In the
want to take that
corner.
away from them?
Sojo takes like 4 steps closer to Reese and is like, all right, so it looks like you and me are going to have to stick together because this is highly unusual. And
It's just zero survival instincts.
I
Absolutely none.
probably got tetanus now. It's fine. It's cool. This is
Yeah.
perfectly
Yeah.
normal behavior. Mhm.
At this point, you also hear another long strain of music. And it's that kind of brassy, big band, swingy jazz or dance
Do
music.
I hear it this time?
Yes. Yeah,
Everybody hears it?
Everybody
Okay.
hears it at this point.
Do we know like where it's coming from? Like if it's coming from above us or in another room or something?
It
Or is it just
seems
kind of
to be
everywhere?
coming from the ground floor, but
Okay.
deeper into the hotel.
Let's skedaddle.
I mean, it's not skulls, so
I mean, it's made
Sure.
of metal.
Or metal, though. Not pleasant.
I like my metals cold.
I don't always lick skulls, but when I do,
What I do.
they better be cold.
I think Sojo just like starts walking in the direction of the music.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you can go back, and there's the sort of doorway that opens into nothingness. And then on either side of it, there are larger doors. They are all like fire charred and half like if you touch them, they would probably just collapse. But that is the route back. So if that is how you want to go, we can move doors out of the way and
So what you're saying is I need to go into the yawning nothingness.
Oh no. The yawning nothingness is the old elevator shaft
No.
as you come and look at it. There is no
How-
elevator that you can see though.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say if there was how broken it was, but
It's
pretty
very broken.
Pretty broken. Yeah.
Pretty broken.
Okay.
Broken enough.
Broken enough.
For an elevator, a little bit broken is fully broken.
Although both Charlie and Sojo, if you're looking or you're near there, the music also seems to be coming up from the shaft. Leave me alone. I understand what I just said. I understand what I just said. I stand by it.
I'm sorry. I'm 15 years old.
It's all right.
Is there a downstairs? I mean, I don't want to go further into this fucking.
There is a basement.
Shaft has to go somewhere.
Correct. It does.
Not saying anything.
I guess Shoujo goes back, thinks about just going outside and leaving, and then turns toward one of the other doors to try to get closer to the music.
Okay. So you can go through, and it takes you into like a ballroom, like a big auditorium ballroom.
We can dance.
The music seems to be coming to your right through another door. And again, everything here is blackened and singed and burned, but there is a sign that's like half revealed that says Chin.
Hey, Cam, you said you wanted to go dancing.
I mean, Cam.
Cal!
I was like, me?
Yes.
Also, we found where they keep the chins.
They're freaked out when you look at them. They're like not even looking at you. Their like eyes are just fixed ahead. Like Sojo is not having a nice time.
Cal starts to take out the recorder. Just holds it up.
Like the instrument? Or
Yes,
like a device
like
to
the
record things
instrument.
with?
No, like the instrument.
Oh wow,
What?
you got unidentified skills here.
Why are you just holding it up? This feels like a threat.
Well, I wasn't sure if everyone was ready
For what?
Yeah, play.
for dancing. No, okay, no, I'm self-conscious now, and they put it away.
No.
No, that was a great
It would
idea.
be lovely.
Join the music. Do you know this
Gadget
song?
is itching to play.
Okay. And Cal takes it out and just starts like goes into his zone, straightens up, and just starts playing their recorder and matching as much of the music as they can. Only having played third grade recorder.
So as you are playing and attempting to match the music that you hear, the music also changes so that it starts matching what you're playing.
Oh, rude.
Well, it's like it's accompanying you at the level of your skill.
Okay. All right. I'll give it that. Cal starts actually thinking that they are better than they actually are because they're noticing that they are matching the music a little bit better, and then starts trying to go a little off script, maybe throw in some extra cool riffs that they've been practicing.
You want to make me a
sick
roll for that?
recorder riffs.
I'm into it.
It's
Do I wanna
incredible.
You want to make me a roll for that?
Yeah, but it's gonna be bad.
Great.
What am I rolling?
Do you have craft arts?
Yes.
Okay, make me a
Actually.
craft arts check.
Okay. Ooh, I got a 19.
Ooh.
The one thing that Cal is good at.
I just want you all to know that this is the best recorder that you've ever heard in your life.
Not saying something.
The riffs are fire. They are sick. And the music is like weaving in and out of what you're playing so that the entire effect is magnified to the point where it's like unconsciously toe-tappingly good. Surprising.
Me and Gadget are dancing.
Yeah, we're dancing.
Yeah.
Little monkey doing his little.
Yeah, I'm like kneeling on like holding her little monkey hands, and we're like doing a little ditty together.
Do I recognize this music?
Go ahead and make me a lore history if you have it. If not, it's at a -1. Anyone
Okay.
can make that roll.
12.
16.
Oh no!
Oh no, 2.
I'm dancing.
Yeah, you. If you got above a 12, you recognize this as a very famous piece of music from about 120 years ago.
Hot cross buns.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Very popular among the elite of the Heartland Society
Mhm.
back then.
Well, I don't know what to do with
Gabriel,
any of this.
and Gabriel just looks at Reese and says, I didn't know you could do that with a recorder.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna walk around with a recorder, you better know what you're doing, I guess.
Wise words.
And they do.
One roll I didn't fail so far tonight.
The only one
It's
that
an important
matters.
one.
The only one that mattered.
Yep.
While Cal is like doing this like impromptu performance, does it become any clearer where this music is coming from?
It's absolutely coming from the kitchen, which is adjacent to the ballroom.
I
Where the
press
chins
on.
are from?
I clap. That was very lovely. You have quite a skill. I wish
Incredible.
that I wasn't hearing it in such fucked up circumstances, but I appreciate you sharing. And I'm going to go over here and see if I can figure out what this is. Maybe the person who hired us is in the kitchens.
Nothing messed up so far. So far, we've danced. We've discovered a very fun metal skull. Very
Holds it
exciting.
up.
What a treat!
You know, I ordinarily would really love optimism, but not so much today. Not so much.
I don't know. I got a good feeling about this place.
What's wrong with today?
I mean, what isn't wrong with today? I mean, there's a fucking bloodthirsty deer waiting outside for us. We're
Yeah,
in a
but we're
burnt out
here.
hotel.
Whoa, you didn't say the deer was bloodthirsty.
It's one of those no deers.
Well, you didn't say that.
Well, I thought I made it clear. Fucking 6 hooves.
That does make it clear. Yes.
That does
Yeah.
make it
Yeah,
pretty
I think
clear.
that's
All right,
pretty
I'll own
clear.
that
Yeah,
one.
that's
Thank
I'll
you.
own that.
Thank
That's
you.
on me.
I would never keep these things from
I
you.
agree.
I did keep from you that it had gory, ichor-looking fucking hooves and antlers.
To be clear, that was blood. It's just blood looks black in the moonlight.
Yeah, it was bad. What it was that I saw.
Oh no, did it get
Could you
filled?
describe that to me later so I can draw it?
Absolutely, I can. Yes, it was very vivid.
And also,
Did it get filled?
we're in here.
Oh fuck! Did it get filled?
Yeah, I wonder if
That
that was
wouldn't be
Phil's
good.
blood.
Ah,
Who was Phil?
That was the guy who brought us here, Cal.
it doesn't
Oh,
matter. It
oh.
doesn't matter. He's probably gone anyway, so you know.
Deer probably
fine.
got him.
Yeah.
Well,
Wouldn't that
you
be?
know,
Wouldn't that be terrible? He's the one who warned us about the fucking deer in the first place, and he gets gored. That doesn't spell certain disaster for us, now does it?
I mean, kind of funny since we asked him to come with us and he said no.
It means the deer is that much less hungry.
Good
Right.
point.
That
I
is
like that silver
optimism I can
lining.
get behind.
I like that silver
Yes, that's good.
lining. We're indoors, kind of. You know,
Kinda, yeah.
Kind of.
Sorta.
we've got a little bit of protection.
I think Soja
And now we're
just
going
like,
to the kitchens. He
Soja's
said there
like,
was lobster rolls.
throws up her hands. Just start walking.
All right, so you will come into the kitchen, which is a disaster. It is a big industrial hotel kitchen that's just been destroyed by fire and then left to time. But the one thing that is very clear is that the music is coming from here, but it's coming from the cellar through the door, which is open in the floor right over there.
These are some bold choices you're making in the first episode, Alex. Okay, so coming from the cellar.
And at that point, the music changes. And before you were hearing this sort of like, big brass band dance music, it changes into something softer. Something like a romantic ballad song.
Ooh.
Like something that's beckoning you, I'll say.
Do we feel beckoned?
I feel pretty beckoned right now.
Make a resolve roll.
If it's
Everyone?
over resolve,
Yep.
you feel beckoned?
If you roll over your resolve, you feel beckoned.
Where is my
Oh,
result?
shit,
Got bad
I feel
news.
so beckoned.
I don't feel beckoned at all.
I'm very beckoned.
I'm extremely beckoned.
I don't
I
feel
rolled a
Rolled
nat
beckoned.
another
one.
19.
No, not
I'm-
beckoned.
Charlie, how'd
Nearly
you
as
do?
beckoned as I could be.
I got a nat 1.
Nope.
Is that just a flat roll, or do
it's
we
just
add
a-
anything to it?
Just a flat roll, and you're trying to get under your current resolve. So you got a critical
Wow.
success. You are definitely
wow.
not beckoned. Unless you want to be. I will not take that
Well, I
option
will
off the
say
table.
I did take unlucky, so you can make me fail whenever you want.
Oh. That's once per session, so yes.
Cool. Right now?
Yeah, right now.
Cool. I'm tip tapping along. I'm Charlie's kind of swaying.
Yes. I love to see it. As is Gadget. With its little monkey arms and legs.
Damn, I'm so fucking beckoned, y'all. Let's go.
So
I mean, if Reese is saying that he wants to go, I and you're all gonna go. I can't let you go by yourself.
I don't know that
It's-
Reese says it. It's more that Reese and Cal and Charlie just sort of unconsciously start moving towards the open
So
cellar
much
door.
worse.
So much worse.
I'm still having a great time.
Gabriel just looks at Sojo and then at the others and looks only surprised at Reese being among the three and says, I guess he changed his mind.
Yeah,
Shall we?
or something changed at farm. I
don't
guess,
think
like
so.
after you. Go ahead, handsome.
And Gabriel will follow after.
Right. So we descend the stairs into the cellar. And you might expect it to be in a similar state of destruction. It is not. You descend down into a warm, dry, wood-floored cellar, stone walls, floorboards overhead, not burned. There's a number of barrels along the side as you come down, but the thing that strikes you the most is that there are a number of candles and lanterns here, which illuminate the space, and there's a small wet bar with many, many bottles of booze behind a man who is standing there. He is dressed in a burgundy, tightly fitted jacket with 2 rows of brass buttons down the front. His hair is dark and slicked back. His face is incredibly gaunt. And because of the lighting, there's something skeletal about it. His eyes are black pools, and the only pupil you can see is erased by the reflection of the flames. And he stands with his hands on the wet bar. And he says, I see you got my invitation. Welcome.
Howdy do. I'm Charlie. Nice to meet you.
Charlie,
I know.
don't
Why
Was that
not?
introduce yourself.
I mean, doesn't he already know who we are? He invited us here.
Oh,
Exactly.
that's actually a good point. That's
No.
actually very smart.
I do know who you all are.
Hmm.
I'm glad you could make it.
Yep, it's nice to meet you, sir. What exactly did you need us to do here? Because it looks like you don't got much of a party.
Let's start with a name.
I suppose since I know all of yours, that is only fair. You can call me the caretaker.
I was about to ask if you were the caretaker.
Yes.
Do
Perceptive.
I have to call you the caretaker?
Call me whatever you want.
I don't know if you want to tell them that. They licked a skull.
I know.
Well, that's just a lie. Now you're just lying.
I imagine you've had a bit of a journey up. Can I get you something to drink? Something to eat? And you didn't notice it before, but there are lobster rolls and little party canapes on the wet bar. And there are 5 glasses.
Reese immediately puts a hand in front of Charlie to block him.
No.
I'm just trying to be hospitable.
Does it when I take a whiff, does it seem legit? Does
Yes.
it seem like it's like for real,
yeah.
for real?
For real, for real, for real.
That imitation lobster stuff.
Nope, no imitation lobster here.
My family used to make these lobster rolls, and it's a little bit of a weakness. I don't want to be impolite, but where'd you source any of this around here?
His eyes bore into you for a moment. He says, I think you know.
Nope, I got no clue. Please share your secrets.
Dahlia made them.
Oh, Dahlia made them. All right, well, that's great. That answers all our questions. Except for one. The fuck is Dahlia?
I don't think so, sir. Caretaker, whatever. I don't. No.
Try them.
God.
We will not be doing that.
No, we don't. I mean, Dojo said they didn't have a lot of food in their tongue.
Charlie, Jesus Christ, come on.
It looks good. Well, it's rude to put food to waste.
The man is weird. He's a weird man. Don't take food from weird men.
Listen, I mean, to be
Nothing's
fair,
wrong with
we
being
got a lot of fucking weird
weird.
people in here, so I feel like maybe it's not right to judge.
I think we can all agree.
Cal.
I like the lobster.
Yes, of course. It's delicious if you like that
Is it
sort of thing.
authentic? Okay.
No, it is. I imagine your
Okay.
family was able to get you real lobster.
Yeah,
Also-
like real lobster.
Side note, in this universe, lobsters are 8-foot tall monsters that it takes multiple army units to hunt down and kill so that you can then eat them.
That doesn't feel like a side note.
That does not.
Not at all.
You
Not
can't
at
just
all.
drop that in,
No.
Alex.
Headline.
I'm just dropping it and
By
moving
the
on.
way,
It should be a BTW. This is like eating dragon.
Throwing
So
a grenade
Cal-
into the middle of the scene.
Cal is just gonna scurry up and are they okay, logistics here for a second. Is it like a buffet table with mounds of lobster rolls falling over each other, or is it plates with individual lobster rolls on them?
Plates with individual lobster rolls. It
Do they
seems
have
there's
names
one
on
for
them?
each of you.
Do they have our names on them?
They don't,
Okay,
but there
cool.
are one for each of you.
I'm gonna go up and not even pick it up or pick up the plate or anything. Cal's just gonna bend over, lick one. I'm assuming it's the hot dog. Okay, hold on. Is it the hot dog, New England style hot dog ones, or is it the grocery store hot dog style ones?
Hot dog style ones.
Okay. Then Cal's gonna lick it, look over at you, Candace, and be like, it's about as authentic as you're gonna get nowadays.
Can I roll a resolve roll to
You
resist
can.
the lobster?
I'd love
roll?
for you to do that.
Yeah, what are we doing?
No.
Ah. Sojo is taken in. They sniff it. It does smell authentic. Cal has somehow not died. So they eat it, and they're big, so they take like a fairly solid sized bite, and it brings back memories that they haven't accessed since they were maybe 7 years old. It's been 20 plus years since they've tasted this. It tastes exactly like their family's food, but like 1,000 times better. Like what their family's food would taste like if it was an imitation lobster and it wasn't like a half sawdust roll and it wasn't like oil and is actual butter and it is splendiferous.
Yeah.
And I think they have little tears in their eyes as they polish off the last bit.
That was beautiful. It is the best thing you've ever eaten in your life.
Yeah.
Is anyone
What a
else
shame.
having their lobster roll?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Charlie will cut theirs in half, and say, Shoujo, you look like you might be still hungry, so I just need a little bit.
They don't even object.
I'll take a can of bacon instead.
They just like cram it in their face. Like it's not even like they've got butter and stuff and like sauce on their face, and they look really, really like blissed out, but also absolutely miserable.
Gideon? Reese?
I think Gabriel first lifts up
Sorry,
the
Gabriel,
plate. That's
yeah.
okay.
Sorry.
We're all over the place with names. Actually, Gideon was the second name I almost went for, so you know, it's not wrong. Gabriel picks up the plate with the lobster roll that Cal licked and asks them, do you want this? And puts the plate back down. And reaches for an unlicked one.
Wise. So if everyone is eating,
Well, Reese might not.
Reese might not be. Yeah.
No, Reese is not eating.
okay. Everyone who is not Reese, I'm giving you advantage on a roll of your choice in the next session.
You asked if we were thirsty as well, right?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. That may need to wait. I apologize, but there was a reason that I asked you here.
We assumed.
I just didn't want to discuss it on an empty stomach, and he looks pointedly at Reese. But
Reese, eat the damn lobster.
if you're all willing and ready, I'd like to discuss that.
Sojo has like a mouthful of canapes. Please proceed.
It's like,
Get on with it.
I'm obsessed.
I understand it was rude of me to invite you here without telling you who I was. But my means are somewhat limited. I would like you to solve a murder for me.
I'm sorry?
I would like you to solve a murder.
Whoever did it, it was probably that fucking deer.
It was probably the fire.
Or do you mean like, is this like a pretend, like this is going to be an attraction that you've taken the hotel, you've made it an attraction, part of the attraction is you got to solve a murder? No?
No, a real murder.
If the murder's Philip, we probably already know who did it.
No, the murderer is not Philip. Who's Philip?
Don't worry about
important. Yeah.
Didn't you hire him?
Okay. It's okay. Just... What can we do for you, I guess?
Well, there was a murder 100 years ago tonight.
It's a little late, don't you think? I mean, statutory, or statutes, there's got to be a limit on that somewhere, I'm sure. I mean, you waited this long. Have you been alive for 100 years?
I don't intend you to prosecute. I intend you to bring justice. And maybe
I'm very passionate about justice.
life, if you get it right.
What?
This got
Why should we?
Time for you is linear. For me, less so.
Are you related to Cal? Is this like a nepotism thing?
No. But I have means of sending you back 100 years.
Immediately no. Immediately
Wait,
no.
Immediately,
Ow.
yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm down. Let's go.
What is wrong with all of you?
What's great about right now? There's 6-legged Nothiers outside.
Okay, do you know what happened here 100 years ago? It burned
Yes,
to
a
the
fire.
ground.
Yes, there was also a very important person who was here 100 years ago.
Well, I
Mm.
mean, there was obviously more than one.
There were
Somebody
a lot
had to
of
make
important
this
people.
banquet.
That's true.
Who's the victim?
As you ask who's the victim, his eyes sort of turn to you and they go full orange. And the entire hotel around you, like, groans. And you hear fire and screams. And in that moment, his face starts to blacken as though he himself is being burned. And he says, I am.
Yeah.
And I would like all of you to make a resolve roll for me,
Okie dokie.
because you all saw that.
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
Rolled an
no,
18 again.
I rolled
Not
a
even a little
1.
bit.
I got a 16. Not
Right.
happy.
Everyone who failed, you're going to lose 2 resolve points
Mother,
from your total.
cannot afford to
Wait, from our
lose.
total? Because
Yeah.
you have like a current resolve and a maximum resolve. Are
Oh,
we
sorry. So
losing?
yeah, you're not losing your max resolve, but you are taking 2 points of resolve damage.
Heard. So now we roll against the current.
Yep.
What a
So
shame.
it's going to be harder
2 resolve in this economy?
to resolve in
Two
this economy.
resolve?
I only have 9 resolve to start with.
Oh shit!
That sounds like a personal problem.
Oh, my goodness.
Reese, prepare to be beckoned to everything from here on out. All right, you're eating that fucking lobster roll, Reese.
Yeah,
You're eating it.
chow
Whether you
down.
like it or not.
So
Listen, if he
before-
had made me roll, I absolutely would have eaten that lobster roll, but he didn't.
you did not indicate you wanted to. You sounded like you were resisting just fine. So he says, I am. And then this all happens. And it sort of dies down again.
Yep. Yeah. Loud and clear, boss. Thank you.
Would be easier if we had a name other than the caretaker.
A dumb name anyway, honestly. Why would you call yourself that?
I think I like whisper to the group. I think the caretaker is the hotel. Maybe. It could be a guy too. Maybe.
It's a
make any
fascinating
sense.
idea.
I mean, he knew about the fucking skull and the deer, you know.
Hotels ain't people, Sojo.
I mean,
Things,
I'm not entirely sure all of you are people, so.
but things. Okay, but things that aren't necessarily human are alive. Gadgets alive.
I was gonna say.
Gadget's not alive.
Gadgets alive.
Yeah, how dare you, Reese?
I made her.
Right.
Right. And somebody made you.
The caretaker gives a little nod, like, good point, Charlie.
Thank you.
And if justice isn't enough for you, I think there might be something in that night that could interest all of you.
I don't need to be sold. I know what's
Yeah.
waiting for me.
Oh, I do. I need to be sold.
Reese, I think you know what happened to your family after this fire. I think you know why you found yourself in those circumstances.
Couldn't have happened to nicer folks.
Were they terrible because of who they were? Was it their circumstances? Maybe they're fixable.
Kind of a mechanical monkey or the egg situation there, isn't it?
Very true. But you'll never know.
So that's the big pitch. Find out what happened.
Fix it.
Well, I mean, I did fail this resolve roll, so fine, I guess.
Pew pew. At
gonna
that
say,
point, oh yeah, go
Cal
ahead.
is bringing the recorder, so Cal would while Reese was being indecisive, just kind of be like, gonna bring the recorder? Be a fun side?
Take the recorder.
You lose your recorder privileges.
You can have this back at the end of the mystery.
I will say that as you all are sitting there, the caretaker reaches behind him and pulls a bottle off the shelf, and he pours 5 glasses of a liquid that looks like it is literally liquid gold. Like it's got that metallic shine to it. And he sort of pushes the 5 glasses to the edge of the bar.
I take one.
Down the hatch.
Should we cheers? Speech?
Fine.
being beckoned?
Cheers.
I think Sojo tries to kind of straighten up. To those that came before us, and to the lives we hopefully lead after this fucking thing is done.
Yeah, cheers to that.
The caretaker
may they
gives
be
you a
joyful.
nod.
Mm-hmm.
Says, remember, solve the murder. Find the gate. Fix it. And then you've drank. And
if we're doing this, Reese is going to pick up the lobster roll that he didn't eat and take a big bite of it before he cheers.
Okay, all right.
Says,
Good
"Fuck
enough.
it."
Good enough. It tastes like whatever your character, their favorite thing is.
Wow.
So in Sojo's case, it tastes like more lobster roll.
Right, more lobster roll.
Just a glass of butter.
Like,
A glass of butter and honey. And beignets.
Always
yummy.
the beignets.
Mm-hmm.
So you drink it, you feel yourselves just insta sleepy. And we will fade to black. And do we want to take a quick little break?
Yeah, we can take a
Quick little breaky break?
Yes, please.
We'll
But
break
deer
break.
better not eat our fucking bodies while we're sleeping, Alex.
Don't worry.
Or lobster rolls.
The caretaker's got you covered. Don't worry about it.
True
Yeah,
words.
no, it's totally fine.
All right, don't go away. We'll be right back. Special guest.
Why does that look so funny?
I love it because she's passed out hard too.
Yeah,
She's
just a little
hard.
shift.
done.
Hard.
Just
She's
a
not
pause.
paying attention at all.
Stream's
She's
over.
out, dude. Hold on. I'm gonna say goodnight.
And we're back. Thanks for sticking around, everybody. I guess once Raph's camera's pointed at them again, we'll pick right back up.
Hello.
There we go.
All right,
Right
here we
here.
go. All right, so you have all drifted off to sleep. And it's almost instantaneous. Your eyes close and they open again. But your sensation of the world has completely changed. All of you find yourselves lying in the most comfortable bed you have ever experienced. It is soft and cushy and lovely. There are sheets of incredibly high quality or thread count around you. And as your eyes open, you realize you are in a 4-poster bed with red, white, and blue drapings. And the walls around you have this like elaborate white and gold wallpaper. And you realize you're waking up in a hotel room, in a bed.
Who's in bed with me?
I was gonna say, are we all together?
No, you are all in your own individual rooms, unfortunately.
Come on.
That is-
Shame.
Sorry. But Charlie, you're not alone. Gadget's there.
Oh.
You know, just a little.
Oh, Gadget.
Actually, sorry, I should rephrase that. You and Gadget are not alone.
Oh.
Because as you sort of sit up and look around the room at what your new situation is, there's like a bureau, a low bureau across from the bed, and there's a big mirror so you can sort of see yourself sitting there and Gadget's there. And standing on the bureau, it's a little paws held up, is a rat of an abnormal size.
Fuck you.
And I guess the
Am
weirdest
I
part about
unmuted? Oh no.
I guess the weirdest part about the rat is that it has the face of an old human man. And there's like bits and bobs on the bureau. And when it sees you, it looks at you, waves a little rat hand, knocks something off, and then jumps off and like scurries out the room.
Wait, no. Ah, God. I jump out of bed and I follow after the rat. Well, first I pick up what it threw down, if that's okay.
It's just like a little bottle, like a little glass bottle of some perfume. So
Okay.
Charlie, you get to the door, you open it, and all of you open your doors at the same moment. And you are in this long hallway that is a hotel room. It's got like a red, white, and blue with gold, like eagles, like a rug runner in the center of the room or center of the hallway. Really nice white and gold wallpaper like the ones in the rooms. There are these brass light fixtures with lanterns in them. And all of you have woken up and you open your doors just in time to see all of you like opening up doors onto the same hallway, looking out.
Good morning.
Yeah. Yes. Pretty good morning.
Did
Al
you all
just
see
nods.
a rat?
Rats?
No.
Like a big rat. Might have looked like a cat, or it was pretty big.
In this place, it looks very nice to be having rats.
A messenger.
You saw what kind of? You sure it's not a cat now?
It may have been a cat.
Charlie, as you're looking, you in fact see the remnants of a rat tail going under a door further down the hallway.
Oh. I am being led in a direction. Excuse me. And I follow after the rat.
I will follow them.
Are you opening the door? It is a closed door.
Oh,
It's a big rat that managed to like squish its way really down and like under.
No.
I must.
No.
The door is locked.
Wait, is it someone? Is it? Oh, okay. I was gonna
It's
say
like
is it
it's like
someone's
another
room?
guest's room.
Oh. Oh. Hold on. I knock on the door.
Just a second. You hear a muffled noise from inside, and then like loud clumping, like heavy footsteps coming towards the door. How tall is Charlie?
Not very tall. Like 5'6".
Okay. So the door is opened by a person who's probably 6'7". So like the door opens and you're staring at their center mass, and your eyes sort of go up. And this person is wearing like very utilitarian pants. They've got like a stained Henley on that is they've got suspenders, and you look up and you see just like this sweet angelic face, big blue eyes, freckles across the cheeks and the nose, blonde hair done up in these big space buns, and this person has like pearls and like clockwork gears in their hair, and their sleeves are rolled up and their arms are just like stained in oil, and they're like they're looking down at you and they're like, "Hi, do I know you?"
It's just like the fusion of the five of us.
I'm assuming Charlie has seen a picture. Okay.
100%.
I think Charlie immediately like is frozen for a moment, a little starstruck. And then and just like bows a little bit, not sure what to do, and then goes, no, not yet, but I know you.
They laugh at the bow and at the I know you. Then they're like, "Oh, well, I get that a lot."
Of course,
You
that
are?
makes sense. Oh, I'm Charlie. This is Gadget.
As they focus on Gadget, their eyes go big and they're like, "Oh, may I?"
Oh, of course, Gadget. Don't be shy. Come on.
They pick up Gadget. Gadget does a little, like, fixes a button or something, and they're like, "Oh, she's so charming."
Well, I wouldn't have made her. You know, if it wasn't for you. Really, you are such an inspiration. I'm sorry to have disturbed you. I came a long way, and I can't believe this is. Have you seen a rat?
Their face sort of frowns. And then they look at Gadget. They're like, "Oh, did you see Ratbert?"
Ratbert. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Ratbert. And they snap their fingers, and the rat with the man face comes out of the shadows and like crawls up their body and sits on their shoulders. And at this point, you can see it's got just like a tiny little wind up gear thing on its little rat tummy. They're like, "Yeah, he was one of my first projects."
Can I just say, wow. I am in awe. Rapper, it is so nice to meet you. I start to reach over to give Rapper little scritchies, and then a handshake.
You get a
okay.
little rat man handshake.
Okay. Yeah, it is a pleasure, Rapper. It's an honor.
Well, it's incredible to see someone else with similar talents. I thought this was going to be a very, very boring weekend.
You know, I think it'll definitely be entertaining.
Listen, I am a little busy right now. And they sort of absentmindedly scratch their head, and like one of their buns falls out of its like, and they go back in and they come out with a little card. And they've written Wit Arkwright, 7 p.m. Continental Dining Room. And they're like, give that to the maitre d' and we can have dinner.
Yes, absolutely. I will do this. I will, okay. Did I say my name was Charlie?
You did.
It's absolutely an honor. You don't even understand how I never thought this would even be possible. Sorry to disturb you again.
As you're rambling, they're just like nodding, and then finally they're like, Charlie, you're very sweet. I need to get back, but I'll see you tonight.
Yes, you will.
How's everybody else doing?
Just baffled. Just absolutely.
Gabriel's just watching this with rapt attention.
Yep. I feel like we all are.
Oh my god.
So what the fuck was any of that?
What do you mean? What do you...
That the good looking one. Who was that?
You don't know? Oh my
Nope.
god. Okay. That was Whitney Arkwright. Absolutely phenomenal engineer, creationeer, imagineer, whatever you want to call them. They make all sorts of strange, weird things, and they really are an inspiration for like. I want to build like toys and shit like that, like make things that surprise you and bring joy and wow, is she the pinnacle of that? You know what I mean? The truth is, I came here. Well, I was hoping to come here to find a little bit more about it. I've been following them for following their footsteps a little bit for a while, and to actually meet them is 7 p.m. I'm gonna have dinner with Whitney Arkwright. I am gonna have dinner with Whitney Arkwright. Oh my god.
I'm so happy for you, Charlie.
Mm-hmm. That's great. Did she die?
Supposedly.
In the fire?
But yeah. But we're here. And I can stop that.
I think at this point, you all start to notice that there's a pretty steady stream of people like moving past you, and they seem to be heading towards the stairs that will take you down to like the lobby of the hotel. And there's noise coming from there, and it seems like something might be happening. And you're getting a lot of weird looks like, why are you five standing in the middle of the hallway taking up all of this space?
I growl at them.
Yes. One of them growls back.
Is that Cal's ancestor?
It is, in fact, a woman who's dressed in, like, the best I can describe it is like Marie Antoinette over the top, like pale blue dress with lots of frills, and her hair is done up in this like really crazy beehive style. She's got like pearls and jewels all over her. And when Cal growls at her, she gives a growl back and then giggles.
Cal will mock her giggle.
Ooh.
Cal, stop flirting. We got stuff to do.
She whips out a little fan that's like red, white, and blue and gives herself a little fan. She's like, "You are fun," and like taps you on your snoot.
Oh. What is happening right now?
Reed, hand me my recorder.
Absolutely not.
Would you like the skull? You can lick the skull.
Did you bring
No.
this? Why do you have? Never
It's
mind.
still warm.
Yes.
You try it first.
I would rather not.
All right, nobody lick anything. Let's see what that disturbance is.
The very fancy lady's like, "Are you sure about the licking?"
Ma'am, I promise you, I am doing you a favor.
She's like, "I don't know. This one looks fun," and she's like gesturing at Cal with her fan.
You've stated that repeatedly, but trust me.
Halleck doesn't know what to do because people don't talk to them. So they just start like, no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think that she notices that Cal is a little reticent, and she gives this very like elaborate deep bow, and then sticks out her hand and is like, "Duchess Des Moines."
Cal looks at her hand and then like pulls out the robe sleeves so like they can shake but not touch, and kind of, yeah. Cal.
Just Cal. Very mysterious. I guess the cloak was also an indication.
It's just missing the recorder that's supposed to go in it.
You're missing your recorder? Has someone stolen this young person's recorder? And she's like looking around, making a huge scene about it. Several staff come up and they're like, "Is there a problem? Has there been a theft?" She's like, "This young individual has had their recorder stolen, and I want you to find it. I want you to hunt down the miscreant, and I want you to clap them in irons."
If it's okay, as this is happening, I think Cal would like just like put a hand on your wrist, obviously covered with rope sleeve, and just start like walking backwards with you to like kind of just let's go this way now, maybe.
Feel like we really should have strived for a lower profile to start.
Not my fault.
I was just proud that you didn't lick her hand.
You got to stop growling at people.
Oh, hands are always warm, unless they're reptilian in nature.
Correct.
Or dead.
Also true.
Or dead, but clearly that one was moving.
She said her name was Des Moines.
Duchess Des Moines.
Which was maybe a first name or a title. I don't know. They had duchesses 100 years ago?
They did. However, I'd have all of you make me a history roll if you would like. No? Okay.
I mean, I don't have it. Yeah, we can roll it anyway.
Yeah, you can roll it. It's just at a -1.
Is that like
16.
it's lore?
Yeah, lore history.
I have stuff in that one. I can do that one. Maybe.
All right,
Let's see how many rolls. I rolled a 1.
Oops.
I got a 15.
Anybody get over 12? That's what we're shooting for here. All right. Anyone who got that knows that Duchess Des Moines is the most wealthy person in the American lands at this time. She's a widow whose husband died and was like a speculator, and she got his fortune, and she's just like so incredibly far above everyone else in terms of wealth that there's a lot of jealousy, but she lives in New Orleans, very like flamboyant, very over the top, generous with her wealth, but she's very famous. She also died in this fire.
Sojo has like kind of gone a little pale. And looks over at Charlie. So, you got you're invested in this. You got skin in this game.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we need to head downstairs. I think I understand. I think I get it. At least my pot.
Oh, you also have a pot.
Yeah. I should have known with the lobster roll, but that Duchess, I seen a name on some stuff, and my family has, we've been pa for a long time, so I haven't, having a lot of things, but some of the things we got, I've seen a name on some papers.
Okay. Say no
I'm
more.
sorry.
Let's go downstairs.
Well, real quick, you said we all got stuff to do here. Charlie, did you travel back in time to have dinner with a giant science lady?
I wasn't planning on it, but now that it's happened, yes.
That makes sense.
I think all
Right.
of you guys, you gotta start thinking about why you're here. Because, we all got reasons. There's always something. And my something is, it's got to do with that lady right there.
Is it a good something?
Maybe? If we solve this thing, maybe my luck changes. I ain't got a lot of that. So,
Are you related?
oh, to her? No, 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 no.
Okay.
No, I think I'm related to the reason she might be here.
Great. Because for
Oh.
a second there, I was real worried that like Cal might be your great grand person.
Oh, no, 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 no. I don't think so. But, Cal, maybe you come into some money.
I mean, maybe. Just don't call me daddy.
I wasn't gonna.
So
All
are we
right.
ready to head downstairs?
Is there like a continental breakfast or something?
Oh, yeah, if we make it through tonight.
Oh, it's nighttime.
Yeah, it's nice.
Excuse me?
I should say it's like
It's fine.
evening-ish times.
It's
evening-ish
fine.
times.
What time is it?
We'll say
Honest.
you have an hour before your
Okay.
dinner date. Don't worry.
Okay. thanks.
Wit is absent-minded, but not that absent-minded, because they love clocks. So,
What's the commotion? What's the hubbub?
Mhm.
so if you're following the sort of flow of people, and everyone is very well dressed, much better dressed than you are. You're getting a few looks for that. But people have sort of assembled in the lobby of the hotel. And the whole thing is like done out in red, white, and blue bunting. There's like someone dressed as Abraham Lincoln, but he's wearing a like colonial wig, and he's got like a Richard Nixon style tie on. Like it's just this mismatch of presidential whatevers. And they all seem to be looking up at this balcony that sort of looks over the lobby as if they're waiting for something. There's sort of like general murmur and chatter, but that seems to be the commotion at this point.
In an effort to blend in better, Reese will pull out a crumpled powdered wig and put it on his head.
Amazing. Excellent. You do start blending. That
Cool.
much better.
Spend 10 coins on that wig. I would hope so.
Excellent. Gabriel,
Mhm.
what are you up to as we are circulating, as we are waiting?
Gabriel is just kind of taking everything in, though I think noticing that so many people seem to be waiting, he would want to go over to the nearest person and kind of nod up to where they're looking and ask, seems a lot of excitement. What's about to happen here?
So the first person you see is a gentleman in very nice evening wear, very classically handsome, good cheekbones, dark hair, and he looks at you and he says, "Oh yes, old Vanderbilt's supposed to give his Founders Day speech."
Of course, that would be the time for this, wouldn't it?
Indeed. At that point, you notice he's got a lapel pin on, and you recognize that lapel pin. It's the symbol of the Order of Plymouth Rock.
I would imagine Gabriel also has a pin, though I don't think he wears it that openly. And
Probably
so
not, but you do have a pin.
I think seeing that, he would just pull back the collar a bit enough to show the pin.
The other man sort of looks at you and then actually looks at you and his eyebrows raise. Oh. And then you do the secret handshake.
Mhm. Of
However,
course.
whatever that looks like, you do the secret handshake.
Clearly
says,
very discreet.
Oh, yes. Yes. And I mean, there's a crowd scene, so it's, easy to blend in. But you do the secret handshake, and he then actually shakes your hand, but pulls you in very close. He's like, didn't know there was another member of the Order here tonight. What brings you here?
Well, if I'm going to be honest, that's a long, kind of wild story.
I like wild stories.
Well, I think it's fair to say I wouldn't lie to you about this. I'm here to prevent something bad from happening here tonight.
Oh. With the wardens.
Possibly.
All right, well, if you want to be secretive about it, that's your right.
Well, I'm going to be honest, I don't have that much information about exactly how things happen here. I just know that they do happen here.
I'm intrigued. What are you doing for dinner?
Can't say that I have any plans.
I think you do now.
It would be an honor.
Dahlia's.
Sure.
7:00.
I'll be there.
And at that point, the hubbub of the crowd sort of dies down because a figure appears on the balcony.
I think you'd probably just hear Reese say, fuck.
This figure is ancient. He is a very old man, bald, very wrinkly, liver spots, kind of scraggly beard with big old glasses, and he's wearing like a very patched old Uncle Sam costume. He's got like a red, white, and blue scarf on, and he's sort of standing glaring out at everybody in the lobby. And someone says, "Mr. Vanderbilt." And he says, "Shut up! Don't know why I keep asking all of you. Useless parasites. You're all leeches. I know you only want my money. Still, traditions have to be kept." He looks out. "God, you're all so boring. Happy Founders Day, you fucks." And then he turns and walks back into whatever the balcony led to. And there's just this like shocked silence in the room.
You know what? Maybe he wasn't that bad.
I think we can do one of two things. We can either go to Dahlia's if Sojo is interested in that, or we can do the national anthem first.
I'm very interested, but we can do the national anthem first.
Okay. So one of the people announces that it's time for the national anthem if you join us in the ballroom. So everyone sort of files into that back room. And there's an entire orchestra back there. Like the doors open out onto a sort of patio, and so there's plenty of room to like spill out into the night air, and the orchestra's over on one side. And you notice as everyone comes in, they're given a tray. And if you come in, you are also given a tray. And it has 2 flights of 4 alcohols each. And you would all know this is part of the traditional anthem, singing and dance. So everyone sort of gets into place. The orchestra strikes up, and they start playing America the Beautiful. But it's this weird, like, slightly distorted version. The lyrics have changed from how we know them, and it's like proclaiming the safety of the roads and the tameness of the not deer and the beauty of, the horrible mountains, blah, blah, blah. And everyone's very seriously standing at attention with their little tray. And then the music sort of fades down, and that's the end of the official anthem. And then the orchestra starts picking up a different melody. And all of these very fancy people in their like stuffy suits start chanting, "We'll be singing when we're winning. We'll be singing." And then there's like this Baroque swell of music, and they all start chanting. You know what they start chanting. I get knocked down.
I imagine during this
Doesn't
whole
make any
scene
sense.
that Cal is just like tapping Reese on the arm, being like, "Can I have my recorder? Can I have my recorder?
No.
Can
No.
I have,
No.
please.
No. No.
I wanna join in.
No.
This looks really fun."
Absolutely not. Doesn't make any sense.
When we get to the part where we take a whiskey drink and we take a vodka drink and a lager drink and a cider drink, it's just everyone does the 4 shots.
No.
And then the second time they all do the shots, and then they throw them up in the like flight board up in the air, and it turns into this line dancing thing where there's a lot of clapping, and like all these old dudes are just like sweating and people are like spinning around. It's this whole production.
Could not have picked a more British song.
Absolutely incredible.
For this,
well, see, here's the thing. Lost knowledge, my friends.
No,
lost
knowledge.
And then, so that happens. If you all are participating, great. If not, there's a lot to watch, I'll say, at the very least.
Oh, yes, I'm participating.
Okay.
I think Cal like would just be like, "Oh, it's fine," and just like runs in like without the recorder and like is just like twirling in the middle of this group of people.
Amazing.
100%. Yeah, I think Reese is gonna like he's gonna stand there for a side, just like absolutely baffled, very confused looking, and then at a certain point just gonna say, "You know what? Fuck it."
Dancing.
Hell yeah.
I actually think if I can, how does this work? Are there microphones?
Not really. No.
Okay,
Microphones are a little too advanced for what we got.
That's fine. I think Reese is gonna like try to at least get up like to where the band is, and is gonna take up the song, and is gonna try. He's gonna win over some hearts and minds, I think. But he's putting on a show, and he's goading people on. He's gonna say like, louder and all that stuff. My archetype is the scold.
Yes.
And I have a thing called entrancing performer.
Yeah.
Which I think I would like to do now. I make a craft performance roll, spend a resolve.
Okay.
And I can weave some magic into my performance.
Excellent. So make that performance check, or that craft arts check.
Absolutely. So that is, and I do have to spend the point, so let me do that. Keep me honest. Not great, because my resolve is not great, but that's fine. Okay, cool. All right. So every person within 30 feet of me whose intuition is less than 22 is intoxicated for 2d6 rounds.
Fantastic. How many rounds is that?
Great question. Let me roll that. 4 rounds.
Okay. So that includes everyone here. So
Only if your
all of
intuition
you
is
get-
less than 22.
We don't
right,
call
if it's
Cal
less than
Daddy,
that.
but we call Reese Daddy, apparently.
Apparently.
I'm just gonna say the intoxication is such that there's just like people stumbling around, but it's like people are just trying to make out with each other. Like it's just turned into this like no, there are no inhibitions. Do with that what you will.
Or complaints.
Because after 4 rounds, everyone sort of like realizes what's happening, and they're like tuck their shirts back in and straighten their dresses and fix their hair, and everyone's a little like, okay, whoo.
Happy Founders Day.
Yeah. I was
Happy
gonna say, hey
Founders Day.
Alex, would it be weird if I made out with the founder of my secret society?
No, I'd encourage it.
Okay.
I actively encourage it.
Of course you encourage
Then
Hell
it.
yeah.
Gabriel is
Congratulations.
100% making out with Fisher.
Nice.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
After about 4 rounds or so, Reese walks back up to the group, hands just full of like wallets and valuables. And is like,
Fantastic.
well, all right. Guess we're about done here.
Are you all leaving the ballroom?
Woo! Do we have to?
You don't have to.
I mean, everybody's going to get real embarrassed in like 30 seconds.
It's
Yeah,
That is true.
yeah. I'd say we should go. And Sojo's
I was
like wiping
quite
a bunch of
surprised.
lipstick off their face, like
Why would anybody be embarrassed?
you know,
I don't know.
it's getting got a little sexy.
Exactly. I don't feel embarrassed.
I'm happy
That's
for
why
you.
you're not one of them.
That's a good
Good
point, Cal.
Point. So I think with the group's permission, we'll have one more scene before we end this particular session. And it's going to be in Dahlia's cafe, which is where the smell of lobster rolls and other very, very tasty cooked goods have been spilling out. And I assume that Sojo was heading there before all of this happened.
I think before pushing the doors open, everybody kind of sees them, just like they like kind of put their hand on the sign and just take a deep breath and kind of prepare themselves before they open the door and enter.
So the cafe is mostly empty. There are it's mostly staff because everyone's out in the ballroom doing their thing. But one person just sort of sitting in a chair, like at a little cafe table, basically. You know what Dahlia looks like, and you don't see them here at this moment. But the figure hears the doors open and sort of turns around, and you all see that it's a person who's wearing an Uncle Sam costume, but it's white. There is no red or blue. It's just like various layers of white. His hair is slicked back and white, but his face is incredibly youthful. He looks certainly younger than I think all of you. Cal, I don't know how old you are. You may be the one that he looks the most similar to.
Nobody knows how old Cal is, not even Cal.
That's right. Cal is a hooded figure. We don't know.
Ageless.
But he stands up when he sees you, and he's got this like sprightly spring in his step. And he walks up to you all, and he gives you this big, big grin. And he holds up his hand to you, Reese. And he says, "Hi there. Vanderbilt the First. Nice to meet you." And I think that's where we're going to end.
Fuck.
Finally. So
Everything's
many
fine.
dates.
Everything is so
Good.
fine.
Great. Couldn't be
Again,
better.
Having a good time.
So far only we've gone up and up and up, you know what I mean?
Very
That is true.
confused.
I feel like 3 of us are having the best time of our lives and 2 of us are
Best
not.
I feel like that's very fair.
How is he Vanderbilt the first if the old man was also Vanderbilt?
Because the first comes after the first one.
Yeah.
that true?
Oh no. Will, you have seen photos of Vanderbilt the First when he was an old man, like you saw him, and as a young man.
Cool. So this is a fully just like a de-aging kind of thing. All right.
Yes.
Awesome. Cool.
This is bad.
Cool. Great.
That's
great,
not
great,
good.
Great.
No,
great.
no,
No.
this is totally fine.
No.
Normal stuff.
Wait.
Well,
Is Vanderbilt also the old man face on the rat?
No, that would be too much.
Thank God. Oh my
Damn.
goodness.
No,
that's Ratbird.
yeah, and
I know, but somebody's
for
got to
you-
take inspiration from somewhere.
just for you, Charlie, Ratbird's face is actually Wit's father's face.
Wow.
Is that lore that Charlie knows?
We're gonna need
Oh,
to
the
unpack
trading
that.
card.
We're gonna need to unpack that next episode. I have
Oh,
so many
man.
questions.
I need to
When
write this down.
you did the rat thing, and I did physically had to restrain myself from throwing this die at my camera.
You're welcome. It's not a sinister rat with an old man face. It's a normal one.
I don't.
It's a happy one,
You can't. It's not sinister just because you say
doesn't-
it's not sinister. It's
No,
still
you
a
can't
rat with an old
But it
man
was
face.
friendly.
Normal
It was
when you're
friendly.
talking about human
Old
face
man
rat.
face
He
rat.
shook my hand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
so
shook
respectful.
your hand.
Very polite.
I
Listen, you all
puddle
weren't-
human
You all
No.
weren't
face
there.
rat.
Only Candace and I were there. You weren't
No.
there.
You understand the terrors we've seen.
Yeah.
Terrors.
I know, I watched them from a distance, from a safe distance.
This fucking rat
Oh.
man chewed my face off.
It wasn't good, you
remember.
guys. There was a lot of blood.
That was unfortunate for you.
Anyway. That's it. That's it for
Oh,
us here
boy.
tonight, I
That's
guess.
what we got.
That's what we
Incredible.
got.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah, we should do
Yeah.
outro ductions now.
Let's
Oh, yeah.
outro. And I'll start because I think I went last time.
A is for Alex.
A is for Alex. That's me. I'm at Mightiest Finn on Twitter. This game was Backwoods, which is my next project with my colleague Asa in the Backwards tabletop universe. We have 2 books out right now. We have Backwater. I know the name of the games that I've written. I have Backwater, and we have Backroads. Both of those are available on our itch page as PDFs or print on demands. And this was the world premiere preview of Backwoods, which is New England Gothic horror. I don't know what else to say. I've got some other games going, some other stuff, but I think the other people are going to talk about that. So, thank you. That's all I have to say for myself. I've done enough.
You've done more than
Done
that.
quite enough.
More than enough, really.
A perfect amount.
A
And as you're
beautiful
next.
amount.
Hello, I'm Candace. I have been Sojo Tubman tonight. My brain is broken. I don't even know what to think about this Chumbawamba situation. You can find me at that Candace Girl, CANDACE, over on Twitter, at Candace the Magnificent, pretty much everywhere else. Rest in peace, Tina Turner. I'll probably be doing some Tina Turner covers at some point to honor one of the greatest rock and roll all-stars of our time. I'm also planning an AAPI Heritage Month honor celebration situation. I play the ukulele. I sing songs. It's dumb. Come by. And I'll be doing a ton of Pride stuff next month too, practicing lots and lots of queer anthems, etc. You can find me over at Crossroads Games. You can find me at 12-Sided Stories on their podcast, Bookhound Bounty Hunters. You can find me soon at Maddie Matihi on Twitch as well. There's a bunch of places. I'm forgetting a bunch of stuff. There's I think some things that haven't been announced. So just find me on Twitter and I'll show you all the stuff I'm doing. Great.
Amazing. GD.
So I feel like I don't understand the synchronicity, but this is the second horror game I'm in this week where Chumbawamba came up, and it's just kind of breaking my brain.
I love
Same
it.
song.
Same song. Yep.
No, the other
Same-
Chumbawamba song.
Listen, don't say that to me.
Album, though.
I do know a lot of other Chumbawamba songs, so
Yeah,
like
they
it's a
are.
very valid
They're
question.
a great
Not
band with a very
bad.
expansive catalog.
Do you suffer
but
from
also-
long-term memory loss? I can't remember. Okay.
So yeah, I'm just also reeling from that because that came up in Locust, and it's going to come up again in Locust, and now it's happening here. So that's weird that it's happened twice, but that's okay. I'm not going to list out everything I did earlier. I will just say you can find me back here on Friday for a season of Secrets and Shadows. You can find me on Saturday with RPGs Uncovered for Locust, and then you can find me back here on Sunday for Academy H. And those are the plugs I will put for the time being.
Extremely fair and good. And Jen.
Oh, hi. There's a train going by right now. I don't know if you can hear it. I can hear it. Anyway, I'm Jen. I go by she, they pronouns on the internet. I do things like help spicy content creators with their spicy content creation things. And also lots of TTRPG stuff. I have some stuff coming up, but the only thing I can really talk about is obviously here. I'll be here. And now, which is cool. And ETA One by Night, which I already said, and some other things. So follow me on places. Okay, thanks.
I should have said that if you scroll down, there's a Founders Day section on the Twitch page. Everybody's links and everything are under there. So you can find all that. If you just scroll down a little bit. Raph.
Hello, I'm Raph. I play Charlie today. Tomorrow's Thursday. Tomorrow I'm chilling. Friday, I'll be back for season of Secrets and Shadows. For a really nice, very amazing time. And then I'll be back on Sunday to watch Academy Age, because if you're not watching or listening to Academy Age, what are you doing with your life? Honestly, reflect. And then next week I will be back here on Thursday for Redacted. And also Wednesday, I guess, for this. And I'll be in some other stuff coming up. That's it.
That is it. Hi, hello, my name is Will. I'm one of the organizers and storytellers here at Life in the Apocalypse. I do a bunch of stuff. I will unfortunately not be here Friday for Season of Secrets and Shadows. I will be seeing Blink-182 and Turnstile. So that is unfortunate, but have fun. Check it out. You should watch it. It'll be very good. Maybe I'll be in a different Season of Secrets and Shadows thing. Who knows? And Sunday night, come back for Academy H. We're recording 2 episodes. It's the first new episodes we've recorded in like 2 months or something insane like that. It's masks, it's fun, it's very good and dramatic, and it gets released as a podcast when I have the spoons to edit it into one. Academy Age on Sunday. Missing Numbers, our Eldritch Pokemon TTRPG, is happening on Tuesday. Wednesday, we're back for Founders Day. Thursday is Redacted. Friday of next week is back-to-back Thy Kingdom Come, our Christian youth group Urban Shadows game, where you can catch JD, and also a Season of Secrets and Shadows Table 2 with some of our very good friends. So check that out.
Including Alex.
Including Alex, that is true. And I'll just go ahead and spin straight into our closing stuff. If you're not already following us on social media, there are all of our links. You can also feel free to join the Discord community if you're so inclined. It is a great place full of great people, and we would love to have you be a part of it if you are so inclined. We are going to disappear in just a second, but don't go away. We are going to hop over to High Shelf Collective, where some of our friends, Kit and Amber, who are currently in some of the other LFTA shows that we've already mentioned tonight, are playing Cyberpunk Red. So we'll hop over there and say hi and be very friendly and all that good stuff. There are 2 raid messages in the chat if you happen to be subscribed. Never mind. We're just doing the raccoons tonight, apparently. Everybody's raccoons. All right. That's going to be it for us here at Live from the Apocalypse. Say good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.